Time now for some of the stories making headlines in pop culture and entertainment this week. We are joined live by CHUM 104.5 Jamar McNiel. Thank you so much, Jamar, for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Eric Dane has passed away at the age of 53 after a short battle with ALS. You know, I had an uncle who passed away from ALS. It is absolutely a terrifying disease, but he was an advocate for it at the end of his life.
Absolutely. It's one of the more I would say heartwarming parts of the stories, if there are any. You know, he was very, very open about his battle with ALS. He used his platform to really raise awareness about the condition while continuing to work. But Eric Dane, who many will remember as Dr. McSteamy on Grey's Anatomy, I watched him on Euphoria as he played Cal Jacobs. He was 53, and it's a neurodegenerative disease, as you know, and it affects the nerve cells controlling muscle movement. He was not just a television heartthrob, which rose to fame in the 2000s, but he was also an advocate, which I believe will be his legacy as somebody who graced the screens, but also graced our hearts and tried to help the community dealing with this disease.
You know, his wife, we're just showing pictures of his wife as well, Rebecca Gayheart, and he, in the final note that they announced to everyone, they said his wife was by his side. She actually filed for divorce in 2018, but after he was diagnosed with ALS, she called it off.
You know, these are life-changing moments where families have to make decisions, as you know very well, and many do. And that was a decision that probably was tough to make, but that she made. So our hearts go out to the entire family and all the fans of Eric Dane today.
Let's talk about Prince Andrew. This was, people were outside his home, actually paparazzi were waiting for people to go inside to wish Andrew a happy birthday. Instead, they found that the police were there to arrest them.
This is a moment in history. I think the stat I read was like, in the last couple hundred years, never has a royal member of the family been arrested. And Prince Andrew, or former Prince Andrew rather, because he was stripped of his titles, is now in custody. As of 2 hours ago, they are still searching his home for, you know, any evidence or things pertaining to the case. So he stepped back from royal duties in 2019 after a criticized BBC interview that attempted to address his relationship with convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein. Despite the withdrawal from those royal duties, the Epstein files, more commonly known as, comprise of millions of documents that further confirmed the suspicions of, you know, a link between these two gentlemen, or these two men, including texts and pictures, which have now brought to the public discussion, you know, what does real accountability look like when it comes to people with these titles? So as of right now, he's in custody.
Okay, let's move on to some happier news. A new Toy Story movie is coming. Tell us about this.
You know, it is 2026. My son is only 7 years old, and he is a big fan of Toy Story. He could not be more excited for Toy Story 5. The trailer dropped today, and, you know, it's real major nostalgia, but they've done a great job with this installation of Toy Story. It's so current. An iPad, a tablet is the subject of the movie, where how do the kids get their attention off these iPads and these devices and back to the toys? And that is the conundrum that the toys are trying to figure out in this new installation. Now, fans are already dissecting the trailer frame by frame. Pixar is ready to deliver another emotional chapter of Toy Story, but it's out in theaters in June 19th. But might I remind you, the first Toy Story came out in the 90s. so here we are with a fifth Toy Story, and new fans and old fans alike couldn't be happier to see this new one.
You know, my son is 5. I haven't introduced him to Toy Story yet. I think it's time. Thank you so much for this. We really appreciate talking to you. CHUM 104.5's Jamar McNiel. Thank you.
Happy Friday. Bye-bye.
Happy Friday.